Good evening from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's the 30th of September and it's 8:46 p.m. And I just wanted to show you, I wrote on Facebook, I was bitterly disappointed when I went to bed last night because I tried for 2.5 hours with no success at all. I'm just going to show you. I've got to bring it out of the bag. Where's it gone? It's upside down. To try and spin this fleece, which I have actually carded, but is very short, rough wool. So I don't know what the problem is. I may need to card it a second or even a third time. And this was all carded back in 2021 when Beauregard was still alive, and he used to sit on the couch beside me and help me pull it into shape. But see how it's all clumpy still? This beautiful rollag, it's called a rollag when the fleece has been carded and stretched into this beautiful long shape. I'm just a beginner, so I'm not teaching you, I'm just showing you what little bits I know. Anyway, I bought this beautiful, I actually didn't buy it. I think they threw it in as a gift because I bought a beautiful spindle. This was several years ago now. And I bought the spindle. This is for spinning wool with by hand, like the old-fashioned Viking way. And I bought the spindle here. It says the wood is Purple Heart walnut, which, as you know, Purple Heart's one of my favourite timbers now. And weight in ounce 1. I don't think that the I think that part, that weight corresponds to the weight of this beautiful rollag. Although one would think it would weigh more than an ounce too. It's light. Anyway, it's most beautiful lilac colour, and I've been saving it for a special occasion, not knowing what the special occasion was, which was me going into breakdown crisis mode last night when I was unable to spin this, because obviously it's not spinnable. It needs, you can see my little attempts there where I sort of got it going, but it went all a bit, broke off and went clumpity. Here's another bit. So it's possible to spin it, but because I'm a rank beginner, I don't have the dexterity or the skills for that fleece yet. So I thought about it today, and I thought, well, I've got that beautiful rollag that I was saving for, I don't know, some amazing event like perhaps 3i Atlas coming to our planet, or something more lovely and positive like, I don't know, the awakening of the old gods and people returning to the ancient ways of doing things by hand and being artists and appreciating what they have. This is my beautiful Ashford wheel that Belinda and Bill Daniel gifted me to upgrade from the one I had that wasn't working. So I had a crisis last night because I thought after all my two and a half or nearly 3 days spent renovating it and renovating, the bobbins, I thought it wasn't working. No, it's just the problem was after all that definitely this fleece. But it's doable. I just need to get more expertise. But I wanted to have bragging rights because, Mama T is, a woman of sophistication, elegance, and a certain, what shall we say, je ne sais quoi. But I also, because of my, childhood trauma issues, have an inner child that I call Miss Five in her pristine state before life got savage and sadistic and evil and perverted. So Miss Five wanted to have bragging rights with you all because see this? This is the rollag that I have spun. It will have to be plied later on, but this is, see that? This, my friends, is this beautiful lilac rollag fleece attached to the leader and actually spun, and yes, a bit broke off. So I took the opportunity while this bit was broken off to take a mental health break and show you what I'm doing is I'm spinning this beautiful wool onto the thread and getting it actually successfully onto the bobbin, which is the whole point of spinning. And I can't show you me actually doing it because I can't hold the phone and spin at the same time. But if I could, if I had, I don't know, must be a GoPro or something that could film and, show me spinning, I would. But I'm very, very proud of myself. But I can show you my beautifully handmade from, this one's from Silky Oak and this one's from Purple Heart and I think Hue and Pine. You, because I need to rethread it because it broke off. So you poke that in this hole here that ironically is called an orifice, which is the correct name for a hole that goes nowhere and does nothing much. And it's not meant to have a sexual connotation, people of Earth. It's just a fancy name for a hole. And see in there, can you see inside? I've got it wedged right in. And then you thread I'm just showing you just out of interest because you won't learn from me because I'm a beginner, but I'm showing you what I've learnt. To learn is to teach, and to teach is to learn in Kabbalah, people of Earth. So we might live in the fairy realms most of the time, but at the end of the day, I'm still Jewish. So well over the fast tomorrow evening, people of Earth. It's for the Jewish people on our planet, it's Day of Atonement or Yom Kippur tomorrow night. But anyway, this little fairy Miss 5 entity that is trying to show you how it gets threaded in. It goes through that orifice. If I can push it through, I may need to use a Q-tip to push it in because it's very fine. You see that? It's gone through there. And so I'll just pull it down a little bit more because it's very delicately fine wool. And then you pull it through the orifice. Ta-da! And you have a threaded bobbin that then slips over that little hook there and comes out through that hole there. Oh, it's coming away on me. I may have to, because it's very fine, so I'm having trouble getting it the right thickness to actually be strong enough to hold together. Like that bit's fairly strong, but that bit's a bit flubbery and loose still. So I'm learning. I'm still trying to get the tensions right. Yes, it has indeed come out. I know, we might be able to persuade it. Yeah, that's too fine. It's just going to break off. Will be too delicate. So I'm cheating a bit just so I can show you. Keep bringing this through. Need to get back to that thicker bit because I think it's going to need to be that thickness to hold together when I'm spinning it and forming the actual, plying of the wool, which is only one ply. Later on you ply it with, turn it into 2 or 3 ply. Right, so we're back to a thick enough bit. So all this is all too, it's just all too spidery and fine. It's just gonna, see how it's just pulling apart? So that's no good, but I can reuse that. I can redo that. I can redo it. But I'm so excited because I went to bed in deep fucking, excuse my English vernacular. I can't blame it on the French. That's an English word. But anyway, I went to bed in deep distress last night thinking I failed at this beautiful new spinning wheel that I was so excited and proud of, and I was bitterly disappointed last night. And as a consequence, even though I had a big day planned for today in Mount Tamborine, which was just lovely, I was just beside myself with yet another failure and stress, not realising that it's this that's the problem and that this would be successful. So I've proved it to myself now, because you can see there's bits on there that are successful. And now it's just a matter of practice, getting enough twist in it and enough strength in it to hold together as, a long thread of wool that is spun and twisted the correct way. Yes, I may have to bring, because that bit there's not twisted enough. So anyway, I can see what I've done wrong, which is half the battle to learning a new skill, is knowing where you've gone wrong and what's gone wrong and why. Whereas last night when I went to bed, I could not think, because I was utterly exhausted anyway, by the way. I could not think for love or money where I had gone wrong. But then I remembered I've got this beautiful roll lag and I can practice on that. And it's perfect and it's already carded and ready to go. So shout out to William Muchler, who hand makes these beautiful spindles in Vermont. I probably should show you the spindle since I'm giving him a shout out. So just for a moment, we're going to go on a little trek into the other room. Oh, that was my joints. I've been in Mount Tamborine with my friend Jared on the occasion of his birthday, to celebrate his birthday. And we went walking around and we found the most delightful, absolutely ecumenical, don't mind my washing, I still need to fold, cemetery there. And I love going to old cemeteries. It's a bit macabre, but it's something I like to do. So we went and had a look around that, and I took lots of photos. I can't get it out now, can I? Oh, bless, what's it hooked up on? I took lots of photos of the most artistic and quirky, and actually some of them are quite comical graves, because some of them had such personality and described, the person buried there. Lots of them were like gamblers that said, oh, he's gone off to play roulette, and others were, he's gone to the horses, and it was just absolutely delightful. And one grave in particular was of a very young man, died young, was just so, it was marble and had a sculpture on it. It was just looked like moving water with like kind of a big gigantic lure. I think that's what it was. Obviously the young man was fond of fishing. Anyway, I took photos and put it all up on my Facebook, as I do. And then Jared said, when we got back to his place, said, I wanted to take you to the falls that are called Witches Falls, but you got distracted by the graveyard. As I do. You see, I've got Death waiting there for me for Halloween. He gets put up each Halloween. So how did I digress from that? Oh, yes. So I wanted to show you the beautiful spindle that I actually bought from Vermont Spindles. That's Vermont in the United States of America, people of Earth. They're all handmade and they're all little art forms on their own, hand-turned. And this is the one that has the purple heart and walnut. Because I live in fairy realm most of the time when I'm not grounded in reality, which I try to remain grounded in reality, by the way. It's very important for functioning in the real world. But you see, that one hasn't been. Oh, it's got a light varnish of some kind on it. It has got some kind of a varnish on it. But that's the purple wood, purple heart. So you see why I was drawn to that. Anyway, I bought that some years ago, but I was also gifted by my friend Belinda, who gifted me this beautiful, I nearly said spinning wheel. And she gave me this one, and this one's also been handmade. beautifully. And look at the timber of that, how beautifully turned it is. Like, they're little art forms. I almost thought about starting a collection of them just for the sheer artistry of them, but that would be silly because they're meant to be, put to work. But however, I failed at drafting and spinning on these. So although I bought that one, the reason I bought that one because Belinda gifted me this fabulous one, which, by the way, would have been quite expensive initially when she bought it, or whoever gifted it to her, and she's passed it on to me. I'm not sure how that worked, but anyway, you see whoever it was a Doctor Who fan, and it's got the TARDIS and the moon, and anyway, it's just gorgeous. And she gifted me the little bowl that it sits on, and when you spin, the wool drafts up and down this. Anyway, I didn't quite get the knack of it. Doesn't mean I've given up on it completely, because Mama T, Miss 5, has a way of not wasting things and putting them away when I get distraught. But I remember I decided to buy a different kind of spindle because it works in a slightly different philosophy in that what hangs off the hook, I can't remember, so I can't remember now. But yes, this works this way up, and this one works this way, and you can literally kind of hang it off a belt on your skirt and draft that way. So anyway, I don't know what came over me, but I got excited and I got obsessed, and I wanted one of each kind. There is a third type of spindle called a Turkish spindle, which just looks like two pieces of wood kind of crossed over like that, and it spins that way. Anyway, but I'm fairly certain I didn't buy the Rolag, they threw it in. Or maybe I did buy it as part of, I bought it on Etsy, I remember that much. I think this was back in 2021. So anyway, either I bought this or they threw it in as a gift with the beautiful spindle. I think I probably would have paid for it though, because it's very beautiful, valuable wool. They wouldn't have just given it away. So I'm probably remembering that incorrectly. But see, it's even got a little thing to start you off with. And it's just gorgeous. So, but then I decided, well, what happened was I put those away and kind of forgot about them because I was busy with the silversmithing journey and had forgotten about that I wanted to practice spinning and learning how to spin wool. And then I think I bought this, not this one, but my other spinning wheel, I think it was March last year, March or April. And anyway, I bought it actually in reverse garbage, but it had major things wrong with it and I was having difficulties. So Belinda and Bill said, well, we've been given this one that was just lying around in someone's garage, and it's an Ashford, which is an excellent brand of spinning wheel that's made in New Zealand of all places. Things coming home to me from New Zealand, just kind of kismet, well met, fait accompli, Bachet, which is Yiddish for meant to be, destiny. Things flow to me at the appointed time. When the student is ready, the teacher arrives, am I right? So my beautiful Belinda showed me the rudiments of spinning, and I really do need to just practice until I get better at it and become reasonably accomplished at it. That's the treadle there, which you press your foot down to get it going, but I don't want to do that now because this will get chewed on the bobbin and I'll have to rethread. But look, The purpose of this video, I know I meandered everywhere. I am extremely tired. Was just to show you, my beautiful YouTube audience, subscribers, likers and commenters, and those who sit silently observing, what is the Tanya going to get up to next? I just wanted to show you that although I was full of despair and throwing a Miss 5 kind of tantrum last night when I went to bed because of failing at this, which wasn't a complete fail, it is one I managed to get a twist on, and there was some minor successes, but I literally sat with this for 3 hours and couldn't get more than a few nailed up pieces. So went to bed very, very distressed, and then of course couldn't sleep very well, partly because like a child I was excited about my outing with my friend Jared today at Mount Tamborine, and also I was really upset about not being able to spin on my beautiful wheel. So the purpose of this video is to show you the wheel is perfect. The Tanya can do anything. It just takes practice and the right materials and patience until I can move up to, I guess this would be a much more advanced level. I think actually this will need a lot more carding. It's still too spongy as opposed to this, which is lovely and straight and flat, and all the fibres are facing the same way, or that would be, it's just that it's doubled over on itself. But the fibres should be smooth and should face the same way. But I suspect this is one that I let Bobo. I'm not blaming Bobo for poor dogmanship. He was a wonderful worker and helped me immensely. But I just think this is one that Bobo and I got tired and didn't really work through enough, and the Mamati will have to keep at that one. Ideally, in a perfect world, I'd like to buy one of those carders that you can either are electric or that you can actually turn the handle, and helps you immensely, because carding was very hard on my hands with arthritis. As you can see, they're a bit sore again today. So my next wish list, which is on a long-term plan because they're nearly $1,000, is to buy an electric or hand-turned carder, and then this will be turned into this, potentially, maybe. So, the Mamati has opulent hobbies and expensive tastes, and loves handicrafts and woodwork and artistry and artisanship, and I get terribly excited by all of this. It's a shame I wasn't terribly excited by all of this when I was younger. I could have achieved great things, but I was busy helping my then husband in our business and raising little children, and I'm kind of upset at all the things I've missed out on experiencing, and am only really discovering or rediscovering and learning at 60 years of age. It's a shame, all this when I'm tired and old. When, mind you, let's be fair here, I was tired when I was a young woman too, perpetually tired, which is why I describe myself as a former zombie. But anyway, on a happy note, this is all my little accoutrements and spinning accoutrements, and of course when I spin enough beautiful, good enough quality wool, I'll be able to knit them up into something lovely, or take up weaving again. There's a bit like my little redhead lady that I did tapestry weaving. The last one I made was this one, and ironically I made a friend that had hair like that not long after that, about 5 or 6 years after I made her, so she was a bit prescient, and that friendship didn't last, but we won't go into the reasons why. And then I made these shortly before migrating here in 1988, so they were made in 1980 87. That's of Wellington, New Zealand Harbour, overlooking it from where my house was at Brooklyn. And this one is Island Bay. And I made another weaving at one time, but you know, that was gifted away, and I made little miniature weavings. So that's all I've got left of the weaving. So I'm thinking if I can make myself some really nice textured wool, I'll be able to take up weaving again, which is also, tapestry weaving is a lot of work. You know, you have to design your own pattern or your own drawing, and each one I think took 3 months or 3 to 6 months to make. So that's because I work fairly slowly and methodically though. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, that's what I'm doing is, these are bags of already carded fleece. I've got some alpaca in there, which is also going to be difficult to spin because again it's very, very fine wool. But anyway, I've got lots of things to practice with. This thing is called a niddy noddy, which goes opposite, and you make skeins of wool with it, like wind the wool on. I think that's a jumbo one I bought because I didn't know what I was buying, you know, size-wise. So there's a small version and a medium version, which I'll probably at some stage invest in. In here, I've even got it labelled. It's a bit sad, isn't it? Look, Mama T. I love my pets. Socks and Sophie fur samples to spin with other fibres, ? Because I remembered that my former boyfriend back in 2005 to 2010, his mother was a spinner, and she told me that you can actually make cardigans and all sorts of things out of dog fur. And I thought, well, if you can make it out of dog fur, why can't you make it out of cat fur and blend it in too? So that's a long-term plan, because that will take, again, some advanced level skills which I don't currently have. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. That was the process, and I had my little freak out last night was just over nothing really, because I can do it. Look, here's the proof. No, here's the proof. So Goddess bless, and wishing you all much joy and happiness and success in all your undertakings. And we found a lovely shop up there and had a chat to the artist in residence. Her name is Lizzie, and she's just opened up a shop called the Gnome Gallery, and she makes the most beautiful gnome ornaments or toys, or I guess more ornaments than toys really. So I'm wanting to give her a shout out because it's a beautiful little shop, and she's only been open 10 days, and I loved her gnomes, and actually bought one for Jared's birthday, which was lovely because his birthday was 2 days ago. So yes, I've had a lovely and happy day, and long may it continue, day by day by day by day. So yes, God has blessed. Have a wonderful evening from Sacred Space at Titanium's Realm. I've got all of this to spin, and it's just so lovely. I almost don't really want to spin it all. I could use some of it, you know, for felting as well. You don't have to necessarily spin it all up. So I'll think about that. Felting's another skill that I need to reach a reasonable bit of accomplishment in. I've had a go at it in the past. But, you know, it's like anything. You can't just have a go at something once and then put it away. You've got to methodically persevere until it's done. So, voila. So good evening, bye for now, and talk to you soon. I haven't done a Silmarillion chapter for a few days. Today I was out all day, and yesterday I was just utterly exhausted. So we'll see how we go. Tomorrow I have an appointment with my doctor, my psychiatrist, but I'm fairly certain I should have enough time and energy to read to you tomorrow afternoon or evening, but I won't guarantee anything. I'll just do as I do every day, move through time and space as graciously and with much aplomb and dignity as my equally fragile nervous system, just like a tightly wound thread, will allow. How's that for an analogy? So, as I said, may the gods of your understanding bless you at this particularly holy time for Jews, but no doubt we're coming up to all the holy times with the silly season very quickly impending upon us. Halloween in the Northern Hemisphere on the 31st of October, which here in Australia is actually Beltane, because we're in the Southern Hemisphere, and then of course Christmas and Hanukkah. So yes, busy time the next few months ahead of us, and rocks hurtling through space that may or may not be artificial and may or may not have, interstellar civilizations coming to check us out, can just hurtle on peacefully and let us get on with the job we have at hand, which in my case is keeping my hands busy and my mind clean and clear and crisp and incisive and beautiful. Bye for now.